Okay. I switched over to Wi-Fi. I just have to, like, never use Ethernet again, I guess. I don't know, so much for the advancement of fiber optic cable in the modern century. Alright. Let me get back to where I was. 11 minutes clock, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I figured I had to drag that last bit out a little. I think I sped it up on accident. That's perfect. Nice. 57. They're $57. They're $57 doing me for almost $500. Oh my god. Oh my god, almost $500. Back, lol? Welcome back, Sirius. Is there anybody I really need to talk to? No, unless anybody's heard of the Winter White Wolf, or whatever it is. What if I listen in? Henry, what's with the sighing? It's making me lose my appetite. Sorry, I just can't help complain when I see this food. I'd kill for a burger or a pizza. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. Pizza? I heard there's a pizza joint in town that delivers to the prison. If you got the money, maybe you can give them a call and order a slice. Sounds pretty good. Where do I get the number? Beats me. Maybe the number's on the card of the box of pizza. Or Escape. Escape, you know, the magazine about places to eat and things to do in the city. I thought you meant something else. Oh, he's thinking about escaping. He's started by, whoa. What game? Hello, Pixel Pulse. This is Back to the Dawn. Oh, really? Probably Bill the Buffalo, maybe? Probably or maybe. Never mind all that. Listen, he's been standing there staring at me for a while. Don't look around, he'll notice. He's probably just talking to the other member of the gang. You're being paranoid. Yeah, but that's not all. Thinking back, I often see him go to the second floor of the courtyard and look around. He must be up to something. Just wait and see. My sixth sense can't be wrong. Order the food. What you want to eat? Well, I don't know. 100 strength XP could go a long way, and I have the money, so... Stamina 60, satiety 6. Yeah, why the hell not? Alright, let's go, let's go see if we can't, steal some food from Raphael, maybe? Unless I'm at rapport with anybody more? Crunchy? Think I could steal some food off Crunchy? That would go crazy, but Bam, I think, would probably have I'd have a better time trying to bum some food off Bam. I don't even have any rapport with him. Bam, give me your fucking omelet. Thanks, buddy, you're the best. That's why they pay you the big bucks. But welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. I guess I am just gonna have to stream on Wi-Fi for a while until I can get my Ethernet fixed. Just call me Ebon. I was wondering if I could change my channel name. Too lazy. If you should change your channel. Too lazy? Gotcha. Alright, let's see. He gives half of his food to you. Thanks. Omelette. He gave me the omelette. I've always liked a good omelet. That's too... Oh, that's not too bad, I guess. Got my stats back up. Dude, I'm fucking chowing down. That really hits the spot. You bet it does. Alright, it's time for Rec. It's time for Rec Room. Everybody, we're switching games. It's time for Rec Room. Also, 132 XP instead of 140. I do need to get my strength up by quite a bit. Agility is working. Intel. We're gonna have to buy more points. I don't really need any of these, so... Let's go fucking bonkers with it, dude. 4 of 11. I think we'll get Cool Head first. When you re-roll the difficulty... Yeah. That's too good not to use first. But Roundup will also be really good for us. 200 points for the next one, or I could do Game of Kings. No Game of Kings tonight. No Game of Kings. No, I'm not gaming my king, and neither should you. Rip Rec Room, all servers are gone. No shot. Are they really? Rec Room really just got, like, shut down or some shit? Did I get all the intel? Oh, I need one more. Well, look at you dorks. It never rains, but it pours. What's up, man? First, Nicole's mom suddenly said she'd come with her when she visits, and now I'm somehow in Bill's sights. I'm about to be paroled, and now all this happens. Don't just complain. You need to put up your fists if you don't want to get picked on. Not everything in this world can be settled with fists. Oh, so you're just gonna lay down and take it. Well, it beats standing up. All right, thanks for the conversate. The vending machine always gives cheap cookies, so I have to buy all the cookies out of the vending machine. No shot. Oh, it's time to pick some... Time to pick some flowies. Some flowy zowies. I need soapstones. I haven't found a single soapstone yet. There we go. Oh, 2. I don't think there's anybody in particular I need to talk to. I mean, I guess I could just be talking to anybody. Get my rapport up with them. Buy some shit. I got the money. I can definitely buy some shit off people. And get my rapport with them up that way. Yes, more soaping. More soap and stoning. More stone for my soap. When does that quest due, by the way? It is not due. It's never gonna be due, actually. Pull out the weeds. Like a month ago. Oh shit, that recently? What are you nerds standing around talking about? Uh-oh. They should let me in on their sacrificial summoning. Now that I have all this money, I should probably buy shit off them so I can get my rapport up with them, so I can, you know, summon a demon or something. My favorite mushroom? Just regular white button mushrooms. The +1 mushroom is pretty good, though. I hadn't considered that you were talking about, Mario mushrooms. I don't know. There's a lot of good Mario mushrooms. How many do I have? Soapstones? I got 4. That's not even close, brother. That's not even close. We got new fucking books, dude! Let's just go read! Sell those. Sell some mint. Thank you. Got any new quests? Play Pup Power Struggle. I'm a seasoned connoisseur of Play Pup. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of every back issue, but even when it comes to highbrow gentlemen, publications like Play Pup, there's huge variation from issue to issue, especially when it comes to pullouts, special editions. The thing is, Deputy Captain Billy sells mediocre issues that even my late grandpa would have yawned at, but the ones Tony sells are the real deal. I can't stand seeing my buddies in here pay almost the same for Billy's crap when they could be buying from Tony instead, so I want to hire a critic to tell them who to buy the magazines from. Interesting. I have to tell all those nerds, they'll slide me some cash. That's a poopy pendant. Think of a way to find the sun pendant that was flushed down the toilet. In a fight, when your opponent's shield automatically disappears because its turn ends, half the value of that disappears to your shield. That's I thought it said class collaborator. I was like, no shot. We could do this one. Sure. When does this do? It doesn't matter. That's a Play Pup Power Struggle. Jimmy, Vincent, Hakuna, and Kevin. I gotta pay the troll toll and read some books. Favorite mushroom by mine? Doom Shroom from PVZ. That's a good one. What's the deal, Whitey? Me and Noodle saw with our own eyes. Bruce is definitely plotting something with Jumbo. I can't lip read, but it's clear they weren't just shooting the shit. As I expected, Bruce and Bigfoot gang aren't acting alone. You mean you already knew Bruce was gunning for us before I told you this? But why? We've never bothered Bruce and he's never bothered us. As for Jumbo, I can't believe he joined forces with the guards. He's from Skid Row. I think they joined forces if they each had something the other wants. Damn, does that mean we're gonna be the meat in this really shitty sandwich? I think so. I think so, Whitey. Hey, good to see ya. Hey, good to see ya. Someone borrowed that book. Walter, do I need you? No. Not Fernando, not the Sloth. That's Richard Perry. That's Richard Perry. You guys got the new books in? You guys got the new issues of porn in? They got the new porn in yet? This game's treasury, no. Oh, fuck. Love and wine. You and Booze have become friends. The effects of alcohol gives you a +1 charisma. I don't plan on drinking anytime soon. The Champeen. When performing an unarmed attack, increase hit rate by 5% and crit chance by 5%. Just a flat attack bonus goes crazy. Quantum learning. Strength, agility, and charisma skills plus flat +1. Okay, you've convinced me. You can do simple exercises by the bed and table in your cell. No shot. Zen meditation would be good for us, just in case we get sent to Seg. Oh, I was gonna say they took the fiction series off the table. They did not, though. A flat +1 intelligence goes crazy though if we get to the third book. Points +1 when stealing. With the skill enabled, you will be able to craft trank wraps, and you can use master pickpocketing when fighting. That's funny. Where is quantum learning? That's what I like to see. Let's learn some quantoniums. Yes. This is quite a good read. Yes. The hell is this? It doesn't make any sense. My big blessing has ended. No, my big bless, not the big blessing. Hello, Cross. What's up? Quantum learn me. Ah, 3. Gross. We did it, though. Well, that was a waste of time. Even I could come up with something better than this. Maybe I should forget my principles and give it a try. Make a quick buck. Are you kidding me? +1 flat, +1 3, plus... That was a great book. Shut up. That's what I'm trying to say. Strength, agility, and charisma skills +1 point each, man. I mean, just a flat stat bonus goes crazy, man. Well, let's keep reading. I don't know what to read, though, but I guess anything at this point. Oh, more fiction books, I guess? I do want to get through the Game of Thrones series. Read Game of Kings 2. Core game meltdown? Yeah. The royal wizard told the new king that only the legendary dragon flame can melt the ice cage. However, pure-blood dragons were wiped out during the ancient wars. Now, only dragon-eagle hybrids remain. Oh no. It seems that his only hope is dashed. How can he save his mother? I'm still stuck in furry prison. It's true. Hey Kai, what's up? Oh my god, these rolls are shit, dude. How are you gonna roll 2 dice, 2 6-sided dice, and get 1 and a 4? Oh, this book's gonna take me... Oh, this book took me all the way to dinner. Fiction novels moment. Fiction novel moment. It's lunchtime. I mean, it's dinner time, rather. Collect my dinner. Want some cream? Yeah. I got the money. Give me the cream. Cream me, piggy. Oh, there is a pig. But they're cooks, not what I'm thinking of. That's full hunger, and I gotta take a shit. Hang on, sorry guys, I gotta go poop. Please don't evacuate your bowels on the sales floor. You're in the mood for a midnight snack like a kebab. You don't know why? A kebab could go crazy. I think tonight I'm either gonna have pizza or chicken. But I can go for some kebab. Maybe I'll order some kebab. Alright, we shit our pants. Or we shit in our toilet. We gotta pick up some more intel tonight. Quests is gonna be tough. We gotta wait for Reed, so the main quest is taking a while. Leaky toilet tonight could go crazy. We gotta go talk to the giraffe. We gotta go talk to giraffe, hyena, warthog, and koala. A little bit of talking tonight. Plus, I gotta get intel. And of course, we always have to talk to Wilbur, just in case he has something to say to us. Alright. Hakuna? I need 50 rapport to talk about this topic. Cool. You know what? If you want to scare other guys in here, it's not enough just to look ferocious. You need to be able to have your back. No one can stand up to the gangs. That's why I chose the Sharptooth Gang. But then, there are exceptions like John the Tiger. They say he's a killing machine who once took out 5 guys with a 2B pencil. Sounds like something out of a movie. Believe it! Now, even the 3 gang leaders respect him. Now that's true strength. Don't bother me. I can trade you. I can trade you and get some rapport by buying... Ooh, your cookies. I'll buy your cookies. And then I can give you... I guess I can gift you a cookie. You want some mint? That's just what I need to kill the boredom. Alright, Hakuna. Teddy. I need to listen in. Fernando, don't you think you're a little too close to me? You're way inside my personal space. Ray, I smell a certain scent on you. I never knew you had such a good nose. I'm wearing some special cologne. If you have any extra, could you share it with me? I'd be willing to pay. I'm so sorry, when I put a lot of work into my fragrances, they contain pollen, nectar, and my intense love. He's jerking off into the fucking perfume. That was my idea. Love is about destiny. You can't just buy destiny with money. You been playing Minecraft story mode lately, Kai? Yeah, I was thinking about doing some Minecraft story, or doing some Telltale story modes, rather. Hang on, what's on tonight? Favorite rooster? Rooster Teeth? Oh, I remember watching Rooster Teeth when I watched a lot of Rooster Teeth when I was a lot younger. I don't do it anymore. Nothing's on TV tonight. Nothing that I'm watching, anyway. I forgot we gotta do the magic. We gotta do the magic, we gotta learn how to do magic as well. I forgot. I forgot. The pattern looked like a lamprey's mouth. It made me really uncomfortable. Did you see it on the wall of their cell? Yeah, but you have to look from a certain angle to see it. I think it's supposed to be a portal symbol. I've seen similar patterns as in other investigators' logs, as he said, just like a lamprey's mouth. Maybe Pikmin just really likes lampreys. It'd be great if that was the case, but believe me, if they succeed in their plan, every single one of us in here is doomed. God willing. Do a hack mode. Where is everybody? I gotta send them on their way. Miguel! What are you doing, buddy? He's adjusting the painting? Trank wrap me, doctor. I don't really have anything I want to buy, so can I give you a gift of... Everybody likes mint, right? Under his breath, a gift from my subject. It has research value. The flowers are a good idea to pick. I should stop selling the flowers, to be honest, because I can just gift them. I should have been doing that the whole time. Do you want to play the new Telltale game? Dispatch? Oh, right, Kai. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any gameplay of Dispatch. But it looks fun. People look like they're having a good time with it, so I should definitely try it. This is tough. These I just have to do... I have to get friendship up with these guys before I can get them to go buy magazines from somebody else. And convincing Bob is gonna be tough. It's gonna take me a couple nights. What do you guys think the major crime solve rate is in this city? I'd say about 50%. Seeing how overcrowded this place is, I think it's 70. Well, if the solve rate was that high, Boulderton would be a paradise. To tell you the truth, it's not even 30. No shot! You gotta be kidding. Are you really surprised, considering how little detectives are paid and how many scumbags are on the street? I'd say that 30% is really pretty good going. But the chances of getting caught are so low, why did I get caught? I've only committed one crime, it's not fair. Honestly, Kevin, if it wasn't for dumbass criminals like you, we probably wouldn't even be able to hit 30. Yeah, that's not funny. Got his ass. It was made by people from Telltale. Telltale's making 2 more games right now? Jeez. I'm never gonna catch up. I want to play all their games, but I'm never gonna catch up. Every day's like a copy and paste. You have to get fucking God. Here, you want a mint? Here, would you like a mint? Everybody likes mint. Yay. Caramel bar, soda, painkillers, coffee beans. I can buy the mint back from him. That's funny. Kevin. Kevin, there's no shot you and I are gonna have any rapport at all. Want a mushroom? Thanks, this should be worth some money. He's got the new play pup. He's got rubbing alcohol. I'll buy a rubbing alcohol. I need that. And a coin. I'll buy a coin just in case. Damn, brother. Thank you. Alright, how much intel do I have? I got 4. What's the rub? Winston, your tusks are so long. Why don't you join the Sharptooth gang? Your claws are black. Why don't you join the Black Claw gang? When you put it that way, I guess it makes sense. But at least my teeth are sharp, but technically you don't have any feet, so it's a little weird to be in the Bigfoot gang. Yeah, I got you there. Oh, got his ass, dude, Jesus. Is there a fight on tonight? No, it's the shower. Pikmin, what's the deal, man? Pikmin, you mind if I buy the hammer from you and beat somebody to death with it? What you guys talking about? You mean you worked at Hops Biotech before? You're not gonna blame me for losing your job, are you? Well, if anything, I should thank you, Richard. I was on trial for leaking data on the company's illegal experiments, but during the trial, you did what you did. It focused the media spotlight on Hops, so they'd had to admit the data I released was true. So 2 good things came off that day. It changed the charge from libel to leaking trade secrets. I'll be out next year. And I guess you really should be thanking me. Buy me a beer sometime. Aw, adorable. Oh, that's classified. You made a game, Cross? Did you really? Post it in the Discord so I can take a look at it. I'm always for playing your guys' games. I need to craft I would like to try... I need 2 shoelaces. I need shoe and shoelace. I would also like an alcohol lamp. Mint roll me up. Paper crane. Nobody likes paper crane, but maybe people like colored paper cranes. Better to give us a gift than throw down the drain. Paint and paper cranes. Tomodachi. Umo pyoi. Umo pyoi. Oh, they're gonna let me in here. Whoa! What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? It's a real difficult one to call. Unstoppable force and immovable object? I heard about that. If they were smart, they'd take a leaf out of a Bigfoot gang's book, get together and take bets on who will win, then whatever happens, they both make bank. Sounds like a dumbass plan. To be honest, it sounds like a dumbass plan. Bill, have I talked to you yet? I have. What's up, Bill? I heard that old panda's gore turns water into booze. If you don't believe me, give it a try. Maybe it ain't just water, it turns into booze. The fuck? The hell does that mean? Wanna place a bet? Not particularly. Who do I need to talk to? Jimmy, Vincent, Akuna, and Kevin. Vincent the hyena and Jimmy the giraffe. They're probably both upstairs, I think. Well, there's Vincent. I know where Jimmy is. Where Jimbo is. You've been coughing a lot? You might have the AIDS, Kai. The worst day of your life recently for some reason? Nightcross, have a good one. Yo, man, sup? God, I still need 50 rapport with you. Would you like a mushroom? Yeah! Yeah, I'm all about the shrooms, bro. Hey, Vincent, I want to see the latest issue of Play Pup. Do you know where I can get it? Got 2 choices, Billy the Guard or Tony the Camel. You want a magazine? It'll cost a whole lot of green. Sweet bar, huh? That's pretty cool. But if you both sell it, I'd rather buy from Tony. It's best not to have too much contact with Billy these days. Certain people might get the wrong idea. Wrong idea? What you mean? I heard the guards have paid some of the inmates to spy for them because they're worried about the Bigfoot gang and Black Claw gang going to war. If anyone sees you doing business with Billy, it might lead to all kinds of misunderstandings, you know what I mean? He's thinking on it. He thought on it. He was think-dunking. He was think-dunking. That's the thing, man. That's all we need him to do, is think-dunk. Think-dunk just a little. Alright. Ooh, I could probably get some rapport with Hakuna by helping them out. Hey, how about you let me win this turn for you? You dumb idiot. You stupid dumb. You dumb stupid dumb. Ah, jeez. God. Alright, sweet. Nice! Is that what I needed? That's what I needed! Hey, Hakuna, you know, right? Huh? No what? Come on, surely you know. What are you talking about? Just tell me. Looks like you really don't know. Never mind, forget I said anything. Hey, I hate when people don't finish what they're saying. Okay, okay. If you're so desperate to know, go buy and issue a play prep from Tony. That's the most I can say. You're a smart guy, you'll understand when you read it. Then I'll understand, yeah? Okay, but it better be good. That's two. That's two. I gotta find Jim Bob and Koolo. I gotta find Jimmy the Jimmy the Suck Me Off and Koolo. I think we already talked to Koala. Whitey, I promise I'm still making my way downtown. Until I see a cookie on the ground, I cannot promise you anything. Bob, your fuck ass. I gotta find a clue about this motherfucker, man. Like a singular clue. And I imagine he's in the walls somewhere. Where else could he possibly be? Also, I'm racking up experience. 137. 105. Doo-doo-doo. Yes, I got another point. Excellent. I mean, all or nothing, right? You can forget enabled skills and regain skills. I mean, distract is just a combat skill to have, so... And intelligence. Which is, I didn't know I was doing an intelligence build. I thought I was doing a charisma build. What do I think about Nazrin? Big fan. Big fan of Nazrin. Fucking rat girl. What the hell, man? Oh, they're both here. I didn't even talk to Jimmy, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a while, I think, until I can get him in favor. What about you, Kev? What are you selling? You selling irises? Everything is just plants moving back and forth, huh? Alright, well, let's just talk to everybody else. Hey, Walter. Working on this new drug always makes me stink. Yesterday, the guards almost didn't let me into the cafeteria for lunch. Really appreciate if you gave me some scented soap. Does need a good wash. Scented soap, he says? Maybe. You hate Nazrin? Make a little moment. Scented soap, he says. I'm scenting my soap? I'm scenting my soap? My soap is scenting? Craft me. There's a bouquet. A lot of shoelace. Everything needs shoelaces nowadays. All the kids want is shoelaces. You need mint for scented soap! Get an extra 10 points of charisma and alcohol. Right, the alcohol lamp, I need to buy matches. Legend has it there's a genie inside. Legend has it there's a genie inside. Tony, where'd you go, brother? I think you're upstairs up here. I need to buy some matches off of you. Bro, trust me, I got the cash. Can place her on a Roomba. Very true. Drive around my Toho, he got the canvas shoes. I need to buy, like, yeah, 2 matches off you. Thanks, brother. You mind if I don't mind donating money to Raphael. Need financial, I want to save money. I want to say, oh, that's a lot. 200? Yeah. It's a smart investment. Thanks. I just don't want to carry that much cash on me, more than anything, and I don't know where to put it. Under my bed? Hiding it with the other gang is probably not a good idea, but... Craft me, make me an alcohol lamp. I also need to see who's selling shoestrings. Alright, got our alcohol lamp. That'll be good for when we end up in the tunnels, I think. Is that illegal? It's not illegal to have. This thing's too high? Oh, it is. I'm gonna put that later. Keep the paper crane. Put that away for now. I'd like to sell that. I think I might sell that next time. It's too big to hold on to. I only have 3 cookies. That sucks. Alright, well, let's go look to see who's selling shoestring. Is anybody selling shoestring? I need, like, two things of shoestring? Wilbur's not selling shoestring. Chill. I died. This is so sad. Hi there. Shatterproof glasses. He's selling soap. He's selling his soap. He's not a bather. He's selling 2 things of soap. Tony, are you just selling the play pups? You're selling a calculator? Oh my god, he's selling some good shit, dude. William, you wouldn't happen to have shoestring on you? He's got waffle. Leave. Gary, you got the shoestring I need? Keep your distance, buddy. Chris, you got any shoestring? You got tape. You got shoes. Shoes ain't no shoestring, though. Rudolph, buddy. Now, I know you got shoestring. Hey, man. I'll buy your cookies, because I definitely need the cookies. Protein powder? Damn. Bam, you got any shoestring? Oh, he's got shoelace. He's got 1 shoelace. I need 2 shoelaces. I'm not dead. I'm actually being resurrected. Same. He's got sedative. That motherfucker had sedative. Trank wrap. Glass shank goes crazy. Glass shank is an insane weapon. Dude, where are you getting one of those? Shoestring, 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 shoestring. Hakuna, you got any shoestring? I was not paying attention. No. Teddy, you got any shoestring? You got fancy watch. John, you have cigarettes and lighters and stuff, but no shoestring. Trade me. Shoelace. Yes, 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 yes. Go, 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 go. You remember when people wanted my avatar? People wanted my avatar? Everybody comes in here and compliments it, but I don't know if people... I think people want to kill me and take my skin. Is that what you're trying to say? People want to kill me and take my skin? I don't blame them. Yes, makeshift mask. We'll try this out tomorrow. See if the cleaning job is anything of warrant. Oh, I automatically equip it. Halves the body damage caused by harmful gases. Now I need a necklace and some gloves. Maybe it will also lower your chances of catching a cold. So nobody can poison me now. You cannot poison me. Nobody will poison me now. Nobody shall poison me. Nobody will poison Theodore. Alright, good to go. Alright, we have 7 cookies. I'm loaded up on cookies. Alright, let's go, let's talk to everybody then. Nothing else left to do but, discuss. Learn a box. True. Hey Franklin, you on the toilet? You need some new ideas. Me too, man, me too. Did trap me in Minecraft once? This is so sad. Eddie, what's up, buddy? That's what I'm saying, man. Billy, got anything for me? Oh, right. Oh, right. Yeah, you're like 20% off on purchases now. I forgot. I forgot. But he's got the new play pup. What are you talking about? I can use the handheld, but I don't really need the mind. $0.40 for a fucking $400 for a storage basket. Whatever. Tim, what's the deal, man? Aren't you sleepy? Yeah, man, all the time. Winston. Did I talk to Bernard? Oh, I guess I could order a pizza. $100 pizza kind of seems a little pricey, though, as far as I'm concerned. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There's nothing happening right now. There is nothing happening. I got that flat stat bonus, though, which goes crazy. 4558. Not too bad. Eat the table. Oh, I want to take Whitey's side. Recasting spells here in like a hot moment. White is formulating a counterattack. Help White. Oh, it's a 3-tick roll? Easy, dude. White, you might want to rethink that move. Whew, good thing I didn't take my hand off the piece. Max! Right. My bad. Oh, we're at 50-50 now. Oh, he still don't want anything from me. Sam, what's the deal, man? Nope. Ray, what's the deal, man? Nope. Fernando, what's... Nope. Rudolph, you got... No. Vincent? Hey, man. Listen, Vincent. What? Okay. Vladimir's a lieutenant. William, I think I tried talking to. Crunchy's a lieutenant. Gary, I tried talking to. Alex is a boss. Alex is boss moding. I've never watched a fight. They won't let me watch a fight, though. Threats are everywhere. Listen, threats are everywhere. Dude, I'm so alert right now. Damn, they do not want to talk to me. Holy. Guess we'll go sit around for a while, get our energy back so we can have energy to crack into this safe. Everybody's rapport with me is increasing. I'm friends! I'm kind and I'm friendly. I love my kind friends. Rest me. 2106? Let's see if that works. Nope. Rest until lockdown. Perfect. Get up. Let's do this. Save me. Ah, dude, starting out, this game was tough. We got a good motion going, though, so far, mostly because our job has been giving us a lot of money. It really does all come down to how much money you got. Let the destruction begin! 14? Oh, this is gonna take forever. Give me, like, 3 rolls. We'll do 3 rolls tonight. Okay. Fuck, dude, we're never getting this done. Oh, my Jesus Christ. Get up. Go to bed, man. Go to bed. Sleep me. End today. Time to hit the sack. Time to hit myself in the sack. You know what I'm saying? Time to help myself in the sack. They don't let you do that. They don't like it when you do that, though. We didn't... No nightmares. Day 10, 7 a.m. on a Wednesday. That's plus 95 energy. Morning already. Get up, lad. Ooh. Filthy fur, it's time for a shower. Time for another shower. But first... 70, 78. I can't wait for recreation again. Time to take a shit is what we need. Almost fell asleep. Brush your teeth. You never brush your teeth anymore. When's the last time you brushed your teeth? That's a perfect smile, man. That's a perfect smile. Go to the head count. Attention. Shut your mouths. The head count's about to start. 1, 2, 3, 46 to 47. 1 absentee. The absentees are in the infirmary. That is all. I'm so impressed with your recent progress. It makes me think I ought to step up my game. From now on, I'm going to be twice as hard on you, and it's for your own good. Now for time for the message. We think it's important to enable our inmates to learn while serving their sentences and develop skills for when they return to society. Therefore, we're partnering with Owl Academy to provide computer school services. You can take courses for free just by using the computers in the library. This education policy is exclusive to Boulderton Prison. Nice, that sounds good. Let's go to college, lads. If you don't give it a try, you'll never know how stupid you really are. Get the fuck out of here. I gotta say, Fish, I'm starting to regret it now. Your priority visitation privilege. Maybe I gave it away a little too easily. If I had known you'd be getting more visits than I have fleas in my boots, I'd have asked for more. You mean I have another visitor today? That's 2 days in a row. You're a popular guy. Is it my lawyer or somebody else? It's not my job to get previews, just pray it's someone you want to see. I hope it's my lawyer. Read, you fuck ass. Get your ass in here so I can continue. Ah, it's Act 2! That's Fallen Angels, brother! No shot. We're making progress in the game, in the video game, in the Vidwagio game. It's Act 2! Hi, Thomas! Hey, pipe down. Do you want me to remind you of the visit room rules? Sorry, sir. I'll follow the rules. Glad to hear it. Now sit down and don't give me any trouble. Reed, my brother. Hi, Reed. Am I glad to see you? I was worried it might be someone else again today. Again? Someone else came by to see you yesterday? Let me guess. Angelo, right? If you know that, I guess it means he's also been to harass you. Damn it. Everything go well with the Baroness? It's nothing I couldn't handle. As a criminal lawyer, I'm tougher than I look. Open your ears and let me tell you about my heroic exploits yesterday. No shot. I arrived at the office early yesterday morning, and before I even had a sip of coffee, the phone on my desk rang. Was it Gloria at the post office? Yeah, she told me that Sam's letter had arrived and I could pick it up any time. I got ready to go straight away, but was stopped by Selena. She told me to look out the window. Why? She pointed to the gray Lexington parked at the corner and said it had just pulled up behind my car. And she also saw that car after I came back from my last visit with you. No doubt about it, but luckily, I had been in the archives searching for information for the last few days. I hadn't been anywhere near Baroness. Otherwise, he would have discovered our plan. So once you knew you were being followed, what did you do next? Made sure not to alert them. If the guys in the car knew they'd been exposed, they might have resorted to a more aggressive approach. Yeah, that would make everything more difficult, so I decided to drive to the post office and pick up the letter as planned. Use your driving skills to shake them off? Come on, this isn't Fast and Furious. Ferocious, my getaway plan was nowhere near that dramatic. He went, and he just showed up? The main entrance of the post office in North Point opens into an intersection that's busy with a lot of pedestrians. That's good news for us. At least the guys following you wouldn't dare make a move in public. Gloria had taken care of everything in advance, so the process of picking up the letter went smoothly. Your idea of writing as Sam really worked. Judging from the envelope, the guards didn't even open it. So you got the card? Yeah, the pattern was clear and intact. The next step was to lose the guys tailing me and get to Baroness. So is this the part where you made your getaway? The wheels were already in motion. After collecting the letter, I deliberately spent more time in the post office. I made a few phone calls, sent postcards to some relatives. By the time I got back to the car, it was almost lunchtime. I glanced in the rearview mirror and saw the two guys following me were yawning. They fucking ate a big ass lunch. So I thought maybe it was time to go to the place where I could lose them. Where was that? Somewhere you know well. Luis, our regular haunt from our college days. Louis, rather. Do you remember how we got out of Sullivan Sisters crisis? I think I know where this is going. Seems that night left a deep impression on both of us. Well, it was our first night out with the girls from the neighboring college's photography society. We were really looking forward to it, but it turned into a nightmare. Yeah, the Sullivan sisters looked nothing at all like their photos, and they were way too enthusiastic. First, they got us seriously drunk at a diner. Then afterward, they insisted on coming over to our apartment to play Perilous Odyssey. Oh, I remember now. Nothing we said or did would deter them. Luckily for us, the owner Brooks distracted them so we could escape through the bathroom window. So you used the same escape route? Exactly. I remember I mentioned earlier that I made a few phone calls at the post office. Well, one of those calls was to Luis. Some shit like that. Not only would I have to find your address, but I'm also broke. Very true. Same. I told Brooks that I was being followed, and then she asked him to set the restaurant's fire alarm to manual. So you had it planned all along. I went into the bathroom not long after entering the restaurant. Sure enough, the two guys tried to follow me in. But luckily, Brooks pulled the alarm just in time. The whole place was chaos as the customers rushed to the door. I slipped out of the bathroom window amid the confusion. But I think I could do with losing a little weight, though. My butt almost got stuck. Wow, I have sweaty palms just listening to all this. Yeah, dude, that's scary. Bacon beef. So as a journalist, would you say my daring escapades are newsworthy? They'd make a great movie. Thank you very much, but the show's not over yet. After that, I went down to the back alley and hailed a cab on the other side of the intersection. There he goes. He got rid of his tail. Got in the cab. Damn, New York looking swifty nowadays. Zootopia looking swifty nowadays. Can I buy everybody kebabs? I'm poor. There are lots of unnamed little roads all over the Skid Row, but the driver eventually made it to Baroness thanks to my directions. It wasn't open when I arrived, but as soon as he saw me, the bartender guessed why I was back. So could you decipher the pattern on the back of the card? As I said, as long as the pattern is clear and intact, deciphering it is as easy as pouring a shot from a Skid Row bartender. But the service wasn't free. He only took the card after I'd ordered the most expensive bottle of bamboo alcohol. But it didn't take long for him to answer to the code, Iris at Fallen Angels. Fallen Angels? It's the name of an underground club, and Iris is a dancer who works there. The bartender also told me, of all clubs at Skid Row, Fallen Angels is one of the more high-class establishments. Of course, that means big spenders. Then he made a phone call in a bird language that I didn't understand and told me the car would pick me up at sunset. At sunset. A car? So the club's location's a secret? You guessed it. After nightfall, an ice cream truck silently pulled up in front of the bar. Okay. Damn, we're getting a big-ass fucking GTA story here. The freezer in the back had been modified into a space with a sofa and cushions. It was very comfortable, but completely isolated from the outside. Once we got moving, we took a route with lots of turns. After only 3 intersections, I'd completely lost my sense of direction. Holy shit. We're ice cream posting. We're ice cream truck posting? We're ice cream truck posting? We finally stopped after about 20 minutes. We parked in what looked like an abandoned warehouse, but it was too dark to see anything properly. There was a brown bear standing guard by the door. Looked like some kind of creepy teddy bear. He pointed to the freight elevator behind him and let me in. It turned out that Fallen Angels is an underground club, literally as well as figuratively. Ooh, sounds like we finally reached the end. Not at all. If only it were that simple. It's not as if Iris was standing at the entrance waiting to greet me. You mean... That's right, my midnight foray into the world of Fallen Angels was just getting started. Fuck, dude. Never ending. No shot. Do I have to play him? Oh, fuck. Okay. Was not expecting this. Down you go. Alright guys, we gotta look for the right hooker. We're looking for a hooker named Iris. We're here. In you go. Oh, the club do be pumping. That's the girl that showed up. That guy's dead. So this is Fallen Angels. I can't but feeling a little underdressed. Hopefully that means I won't attract any unwanted attention. I should hurry up and find out which girl is Iris. Hello. Good evening, sweetheart. That's Barbara. What's with the outfit? Are you an insurance salesman or something? Oh, hello, miss. I'm looking for a girl called Iris. Trust me, as long as you have me, you won't need any other girl. And it's so hot and stuffy in here. Wouldn't you like to experience the unique charms of a cold-blooded animal? She changed colors. Oh, miss, I'd love nothing more than to spend the evening with you, but unfortunately I have something important to do. All business, huh? You mean you didn't come here for pleasure? It's just, I can't spare the time right now. Well, that's too bad. Then you better stand aside. I have customers to attract. The daily rate this plate charges isn't cheap. I don't have time to chat with you. But before I go, can you tell me which girl's Iris? Listen up, furball. I may be standing near the door, but I'm not a guide. All I can say is, I'm not her. Now stop pestering me. I have to get back to work. Looks like I won't find anything more from her, but at least I know she's not Iris. I guess that's something. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead, go elsewhere. I don't have any time right now. The bartender must know Iris. I'll just ask her. Hi, miss, can I bother you? Hi, miss, can I bother you for a moment? Hey, man, can't you see she's talking to me? Get in line. Hey, Jeff, come on. It's not gentlemanly of you. If anything, I'm too much of a gentleman. That's why my beloved ended up being stolen by another man. Well, tonight, I ain't gonna be no goddamn gentleman. No one's gonna take advantage of me. Hey, as you can see, the guy next to you is in a pretty bad mood. He's just had his heart broken, poor guy. I recommend you take a look around, find a pretty girl, have some fun, then come back to see me later. Maybe he'll be in a better mood by then. Pilar, stop talking to him. You haven't finished reading my fortune yet. You have to tell me, will my Monica see sense and change her mind next month? I can't stop thinking about her. Oh, open me a bottle of Fleeting Moments. I need to drink some more. You got it. Whatever you say. Looks like I won't be able to talk to the bartender for a while. It won't let me in the back room where Iris actually is. Excuse me, Mr. Goatman. Talking to himself, she's so wild, man. I'd love to be her prey. Hey, Rona, you can help me anytime. I imagine that's Rona. I imagine that's Corona. Hello, miss. Can I have a minute of your time? Oh, Hank, did you hear that? He's gonna have me for a minute. Who? No one messes with my girl right under my nose. Him, this little furball. No, it's a misunderstanding. I just want to ask a question, that's all. Then I'll be on my way. Don't play dumb with me. I know you can't resist Sophie's charm. But it's first come, first serve. And tonight, Sophie is mine. If you won't take no for an answer, I'll happily peck your damn eyes out. Oh, Hank, I feel so safe having you around, especially that big, strong, powerful beak of yours. Don't worry, baby. Tonight, I'm devoting every second to you. Oh, my sweetheart. Oh, my hero. I better stay away from them or I'll end up throwing up. Can I save my video game? I'm saving my video game. In one of the private rooms? Laughter coming from inside the room. Ha ha ha. I like your new outfit and your new dance. Very nice. They're especially for you to celebrate your upcoming marriage. I don't know who he is, but he's a very lucky man. Yeah. It was a romantic bathroom encounter. When he's released from prison at the end of the year. Oh, it's a girl. We're getting married. My brother made all the arrangement. If I didn't have to ask about Iris, I really wouldn't want to disturb their conversation. Enter the room. Miss Miranda, I will now bring my dance to its thrilling climax. The wings of love. Wait a minute, Adam. We seem to have a visitor. Hey, who the hell are you? You can't just barge in here. This is a private session. Get out. Adam, don't be so hasty. He doesn't look like he's here to cause trouble. This is unexpected encounter. It's a pleasant surprise. Actually, I just wanted to ask something. Actually, I just wanted to ask something. Oh, don't be so nervous, handsome. What do you want to ask? Do you want to ask me for a personal question? A lot of men hit on me like this before. I kind of like it. Yeah. You misunderstand. I didn't come to hit on you, although you are very attractive. Miss Miranda, don't get taken in by him. You're my customer tonight. Quiet, Adam. Don't interrupt. Who's in charge here anyway? You are, Miss Miranda. Good. I thought you said you had 2 outfits for tonight. Yes, that's right. Especially for you. In that case, can you lend the other one to our handsome trespasser here? My outfit? Why? Because I only ever allow 2 types of man to intrude on my private room. Admirers who wish to pursue me, and dancers who perform for me. Since you said you're not the former, you must be the latter. Otherwise, you're not welcome in this room. Do you understand? No, Miss Miranda, he doesn't have the body for my special outfit. It's what I want. If I have to ask you again, you won't be getting a tip tonight. But, Miss Miranda, that's not fair. Am I live on BigBok? No, not yet, Cherry. I had to reapply. I decide what's fair. I better take this opportunity to escape. They're killing each other in here. Phew! That was close. Hello, Iris. That's Reiko. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. This is my first day working here. There aren't many customers today. I'll just sit here for now. Don't be nervous. It's my first time here, too. Well, that puts me at ease. I was worried about meeting the regulars. They're always so picky. I'm new here and don't have any experience, although I have spent a lot of time researching the job. What type of research? It's embarrassing to say, but... And it's still just theory, but I think I can work... If I work hard enough, I can catch up with the more experienced girls. Ah, that sounds like you're really passionate about the job. Thank you for the kind compliment, sir. So, would you like to be my first customer tonight? I'm Reiko. I'll make sure you're 200% satisfied. Reiko, it is deeply regretful, but I'm afraid I must decline tonight. Oh, I knew I would be turned down. Am I lacking in charm, or am I just not trying hard enough? I seem to have knocked her self-esteem. My dear Reiko, you're really bad at this. Forget it. It's her first day working here. She probably doesn't know anything about Iris. I'll try someone else. The room seems to be empty, but it looks like a big fight has just taken place. An epic fight. Looks like a big fight has taken place. An epic fight. I haven't talked to her yet. Something tells me I don't need to. We in the bathroom? I thought that was a dead-ass fucking bird, man. No, that's just a porcupine throwing up. Retching. Oh, that guy threw up really hard. I better stay away. The smell will make me want to vomit too. Get out of the fucking bathroom before we get owned. Can I interact with anything? There's a guy in this bathroom. Not going to the bathroom yet. Have I played Detroit Become Human? I've never played Detroit Become Human. The game looks tense. What's with you, buddy? Come on, one more drink. Just one. I don't even know the meaning of the word drunk. You look like you've had enough for tonight. Enough? Don't make me laugh. Did Clint call you over? Don't underestimate me. I could drink all three of you under the table. All three of us? Yeah, you and the two guys who look just like you. Don't be shy now, I already saw you. Come on, drink. I have heard enough of seeing double, but seeing triple... We should fucking kill this fucking red panda, man. Alright, I guess I gotta talk to the last girl. Call it a night. Hey, you seen Iris? You seen Iris? Sweet cheeks? Miss Leopard, I'm sorry to bother you. Excuse me, is your name Iris? She didn't answer. Is the music on the stage too loud? Miss, may I ask, are you Iris? No, I'll answer for her, you loudmouth son of a bitch. She's not Iris or Lulu. She's the Huntress of Desire, the Queen of the Night, Rona the Leopard. Rona? That's right. I paid a lot of money to enjoy her performance from this seat, so don't go bothering her, you hear me? I just want to ask one more question. One more word from you, and I swear it'll be the last word you ever say. Okay, take it easy. I don't want any trouble. Damn raccoon. I'm a red panda. I don't care what the hell you are, get off the damn stage. I've been all around this place, and I talked to all the girls I can. But I still haven't learned anything about Iris. I guess I'll just have to go back and ask the bartender again. Bye, Kai. Have a good night. Hopefully she's free now. Buddy, can you fuck off? I gotta get along with this quest. Miss, I want to ask about the girl. You again? Didn't I just tell you it's rude to cut in line? You already forgotten? I just want to ask a question. It won't take long. Just a question. Do you think I'm gonna fall for your bullshit? Guys who like to cut in line always say the same old thing. I'm just asking a question. Or, I'm just talking to her. I just invited her to dinner. I'm just lying in her bed for a while. Damn it, everyone takes me for some kind of fool. That's how I lost Monica. So, if you're asking me if I'll allow you to interrupt my conversation with Pillar, sorry, but the answer's no. Hell no. Jeff, calm down. The bouncers will come. I don't care. Sorry, what was your name, handsome? Reed. My name is Reed. Okay, Reed. You heard him. He's not giving in. Damn right. No goddamn way. And he just ordered 2 expensive bottles. According to the rules, he's bought my full attention. But I have something really urgent to ask. How about this? Let's put this dispute in the hands of fate. Fate? See this pile of fortune-telling cards? Before I was a bartender, I used to be a fortune teller. These cards can predict the future and settle disputes. What do you say, Jeff? Why not let him try? If he succeeds, it means that fate is on his side tonight. And I just figured out that if you want Monica to change your mind, the last thing you can do is fight against fate. You understand, Jeff? But, alright, I'll let him try. Do the Kingdom Revelry one. I'd like to see who's the king and who's the jester tonight. Me or him. Okay, since Jeff's agreed, Reed, let's get started. Wait, I'm not ready yet. Sorry, fate doesn't care if you're ready or not. Besides, the night of revelry has already begun. The moon is like a silver barge docked in the harbor of the night sky. The revelers are enjoying the music and wine. The noble king removes his heavy crown. He disguises himself as a commoner and steals into the laughter-filled streets. The jester accompanying him concocts a joke of fate. The gold coins tossed into the crowd whip the people into a frenzy. Jump, laugh, bring the revelry to a crescendo. After the chaos, who gets to see the jester and the lost king? Now please guide fate where to find the king. The crown represents the king, but which one is the crown card? Is it this one? Choose this one. Think about it. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Oh. The wrong guidance will bring a chaotic end. My eyes playing tricks on me. I could have sworn that was the one. Ah, it seems that fate doesn't favor you tonight. Oh, I forgot to do the voice. Can I have another try? I'm just getting familiar with the rules. Oh, are you sure? Fine. I like to think I'm pretty considerate, even if the other guy is a dick who likes to cut in line. If you call me your majesty, I promise to give you another chance. How about that? Come on, Chef, don't be so childish. I came here to have some fun, but this guy rudely interrupted. It's only fair that he should compensate me for all the fun he deprived me of, don't you think? Your Majesty, please give me another chance. That's it, very sincere. Jeff the Great graciously agrees. Pillar, let him challenge fate one more time. I look forward to seeing the results. You ready, Reed? Look carefully this time. Let's go back to the night of revelry. The moon is like a silver barge docked in the harbor of the night sky. The revelers are enjoying the music and wine. The noble king removes his heavy crown. He disguises himself as a commoner and steals into the laughter-filled streets. The jester accompanying him concocts a joke of fate. The gold coins tossed into the crowd whip the people into a frenzy. Jump, laugh, bring the revelry to a crescendo. After the chaos, who gets to see the jester and the lost king? Now please guide fate to where the king... The crown represents the king, but which one is the crown card? It's this one. The right guidance will bring the night of revelry to a peaceful end. I just need to ask a fucking question, dude. How'd you like that, Jeffy boy? I found the king. Lucky son of a bitch. Don't start complaining about fate now, Jeff. It might start teasing you instead. Fine, I'm willing to admit defeat. I'm not petty. I'll have a drink by myself. You better be done talking by the time I finish. So Reed, hurry up and ask your question. Hopefully I can be of help. Oh, phew. Finally. I'd like to ask you about a girl named Iris. She should be one of the dancers here. Oh, Iris. She's not here today. Actually, I haven't seen her for almost a month. A month ago? That's about the time Thomas got the call. Sorry, I have to stay at the bar during work hours, so I don't know where her are all that well. As for why she hasn't come to work, I have no idea. But you might want to ask Rona. Rona? The leopard who was just up on stage? Yeah, if I remember right, it was Rona who introduced Iris to the place. They've always had a good relationship, at least until Iris disappeared. She might not know where Iris is, or at least have some idea, but... Rona's performance ended while we were communicating with Fate. Right now, I'm sure she's resting in the dressing room backstage. She's a white sheep, but there are rumors she's actually dyed her fur. Also, she's not tall, but she has ample proportions in all the right places. Exactly my type. Rumor has it that she entered the country illegally from Slovenia and studied musical theater for a few years as a child. I don't really know anything else. It's not good to ask people about their past in this place. After all, most of the people who come to work here are the types who want to escape the past but can't find a future. Of course, that includes me. Thanks, Pilar. That's all I wanted to ask about. You're welcome. Even if you wanted to know more, I wouldn't be able to help. Just one more thing. How do I get backstage? I'd like to talk to Rhoda. Like you said, hopefully she knows where Iris is. Well, the entrance to the backstage area is behind the curtain to the left of the fish tank. Thanks. I'll definitely come back and order a bottle of good stuff once I get things sorted out. No need. The guy next to you has already filled my quota for tonight. You done? My glass has been empty for ages. But I couldn't help it over here, so you're also here because of a girl. If I'd known, I wouldn't have been so hard on you. Nothing hurts more than a broken heart. You can say that again. Jeff, I hope your Monica comes back to you. Thanks, man. I'll drink to that. Fuck. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling, Reed. That's on the game so far. It's pretty good. A lot of expose that doesn't really mean anything, but writers tend to like doing that nowadays. That's why I like Disco Elysium so much, because every word is like super important to like the plot at hand, you know? A lot of narrative writers are just like, let's just throw exposition in there just to get the, not necessarily to get the story moving along, but just to throw in like a quip or two, you know? Like there's the drunk guy that was over here, we talked to him, there's literally no point in him being here. He doesn't add to the atmosphere, he doesn't add to the narrative or the plot line. It's just funny to talk to a drunk guy, I guess, you know? But, you know, it doesn't do anything for anybody. It's just, it's a dead end. And writers like doing that nowadays, where they just write a million dead ends like that. Everything is, they fly now? The curtain to the left of the fish tank, but it's to be expected. I can't expect everybody to write Disco Elysium, you know? That should be here. Let's go backstage and find Rhoda. Hopefully, I'll find out where she is. You think she's back here? Bet you she's dead. Bet you she dies. Bet you I walk back there and she's dead. Oh, fuck. Is there somebody at the door? I heard a door opening. Theo, there's a bouncer. Hey, guy in the suit, I'm talking to you. Don't try to act like you weren't there. I saw you. Yo, what? What are you doing here? Customers ain't allowed backstage. I'm actually an insurance salesman. I've arranged with Miss Rona to discuss business in the dressing room. Yeah, that's it. Insurance? Let me tell you, backstage, no one need no insurance but me. You think you can fool me with that bullshit? My eyes ain't so good, my brain ain't stupid. I throw out 24 guys a week trying to get close to Rona with lame-ass excuses. So save your breath. Don't no one but performers get near the dressing room. You'll take a hide if you know what's good for you, unless you want me to toss you out with the trash. That's the most profitable formula? I don't think so. I think the most profitable formula is to just completely axe writing at all and invest as heavily as you can into, like, battle passes and, like, skins. No, that won't be necessary. I'm going. So, you got thrown out of the backstage area? Oh no, that was me. Yeah, I never expected to be guarded by a fierce wombat. And he was a real stickler. He said that only performers could enter the dressing room. The hell do we do now? Without Rona, we have no hope for finding out where Iris is. Listen, man, I know you're desperate, but calm down. But it's urgent. Since I'm here today, it means everything went well. Really? But how did you get past the bouncer? Was there another way into the dressing room, or did you just force your way in? Did you get hurt? There wasn't another way in, and of course, I couldn't overpower that wombat. But you're right, in one respect, I did get hurt. Not physically, but mentally. When this is all over, you owe me big time. You have no idea how big a sacrifice I made to get you out of here. I need to find a way to get that wombat to let me into the dressing room, but he insists that only performers can enter. This is a real doozy. Stop pestering me, furball. Hiss hiss. Hiss hiss and all that. Hiss hiss. Well, I hate to use such an innocent girl, but my dear Reiko, cheer up. An epic fight. I don't want to go back in that room, dude. I'm gonna get murked. Anybody hanging out in the bathroom? Hey man. Hey man, can I borrow your skin? I better stay away. The smell will make me want to vomit too. Keep them coming. No girls tonight, only booze. Unless he might be important to the plot line, but how important could he possibly be? Oh, Hank, my hero. Oh, Sophie, my sweetheart. Oh, help, my goodness. Hey, man. Is Rona's show already over? I really wish I could see more. It's a shame that damn bouncer backstage won't let me see her in private. If I'd known, I would have learned to dance. Maybe I should have been a male stripper. Then it could be just me and Rona in the dressing room, all alone. Why did he say that? Mr. Miranda, forget about that rude guy. Carry on enjoying the dance. You know what, Adam? The harder something is to get, the more it tickles my fancy. If he comes back and does as I say, change in an outfit and dance for me. Not only will I not admonish him for leaving without saying goodbye, I'll reward him generously. Miss Miranda, why don't you keep that reward for me? I'll dance for you until the dawn. Save it, Adam. Sometimes a woman just needs to keep things fresh. Wait, performance outfit? I think I have an idea. But it's definitely not a good idea. At least, not for me. Thomas, you owe me big time. That works for me. I might have to go back into the room. Gonna have to go back into the room. Hi, Miranda! Hey, look who's back! I should ask the manager to put security on doors on the rooms to stop guys like you with no sense of privacy from coming in and out all night. Adam, what's your attitude? Don't talk like that to our new friend. You can call me by my name, Reed. Oh, Reed, what an adorable name. So what brings you back here? Actually, I'm back to dance for you, Miranda. I just heard you when I was outside. You said if I change into an outfit and dance for you, you'll give me a reward. Of course. Pleasure may be priceless, but the people who provide it always have a price. Oh, Miss Miranda, please don't share my money with this guy. Would you stop your complaining? Adam, give him the other outfit. I can't wait to see this. But it's my... Now. Okay. I really don't think this outfit suits me. Don't say that. I think you look adorable. Now, follow Adam's movements and dance for me, Reed, baby. Hey, you talk the talk. Now let's see if you can walk the walk. Not just anyone can do this job. Press spacebar to start. Oh, fuck. Oh! Bam! No! I'm not sexy dancing my way to the top. Holy shit, dude, Reed's got some fucking moves. Damn, Reed, you the killer, brother. Oh my god, I'm bad! Don't lose, don't lose. Don't lose. Yes, okay, thank god, dude, I'm bad at that shit. Dude, yes! Now we're cooking. That's a success. Nice job, T. That's a high five. Good, very good. What a delightful performance. I didn't expect you to do dance so well. Looks like you can walk the walk after all. Maybe the two of us can form a dance duo. It's a great idea, but first I must fulfill my promise and reward Reed. Tell me, how much you want? Don't be shy, name your price. Actually, what I want isn't money. I'd like to borrow this outfit for a while longer if I can. Also, I need to ask Adam to do me one more little favor. Me? A favor? Ha! All done. So, you feel like a new man? Oh, thanks, Adam. This is way better than I expected. When it comes to makeup skills, I put all the girls here to shame. If you wanted to be someone else tonight, you've certainly achieved it. Trust me, not even your own mother would recognize you. In that case, it's showtime. Let's go fuck this old man. Let's go have sex with this old man. That's unable to reach. But before we have sex with the old man, sorry to say, you're gonna have to watch me have sex with the old man next week. Omega lol. Couldn't be me. I'm gonna take a quick break, grab some water, shit my brains out, and then I'll be back to read a little bit more of Equal Rights, the third book in the Discworld series. BRB. Okay. Ooh. All right. Okie doke. That was Back to the Dawn for now. I hope everybody had a good time watching that gameplay. The game's pretty good so far. I'm glad we're at a section that we're on rails to skip a lot of the portion, but I kind of wish we were just back in prison, fucking trying to get out. See how the rest of the story goes. Kind of wish there was another story where you're... Because at the beginning, you could just take the money and be a corrupt journalist, and I kind of wish that was the story I was playing right now, and not the one where I'm like, oh, I'm a good guy. It's like, no shot, no thanks, whatever. But alright. We stopped at around page 21 yesterday, reading Equal Rights. A woman wizard, I'm told. Very woke. Thank you, Terry Pratchett. But let's get back to it. Esk reached up as high as she could and felt around the tree for the marker. This time she was lucky, but the pattern of dots and grooves told her she was over a mile from the village and had been running in the wrong direction. There was a cheese-rind moon and a sprinkling of stars, small, bright, pitless. The forest around her was a pattern of black shadows and pale snow, and she was aware not all the shadows were standing still. Everyone knew there were wolves in the mountains, because on some nights their howls echoed down from the high tops, but they seldom came near the village. The modern wolves were the offspring of ancestors that had survived because they had learned that humans' meat had sharp edges. But the weather was hard, and this pack was hungry enough to forget all about natural selection. Esk remembered what all the children were told. Climb a tree, light a fire, when all else fails, find a stick, and at least hurt them. Never try to outrun them. The tree behind her was a beach, smooth, unclimbable. Esk watched long shadow detach itself from a pool of darkness in front of her and move a little closer. She knelt down, tired, frightened, unable to think, and scrabbled under the burning cold snow for a stick. Granny Weatherwax opened her eyes and stared at the ceiling, which was cracked and bulged like a tent. She concentrated on remembering that she had arms, not wings, and didn't need to hop. It was almost wise to lie down for a bit after a burrow, to let one's mind get used to one's body, but she knew she didn't have the time. Drat that child, she muttered, and tried to fly onto the bed rail. The crow, who had been through all this dozens of times before, and who considered, insofar as birds can consider anything, which is a very short distance indeed, that a steady diet of bacon rinds and choice kitchen scraps and a warm roost for the night was well worth the occasional inconvenience of letting Granny share its head, and watched her with mild interest. Granny found her boots and thumped down the stairs, sternly resisting the urge to glide. The door was wide open and there was already a drift of fine snow on the floor. Oh, bugger, she said. She wondered if it was worth trying to find Esk's mind, but human minds were never so sharp and clear as animal minds. And anyway, the overmind of the forest itself made impromptu searching as hard as listening for a waterfall in a thunderstorm. But even without looking, she could feel the pack mind of the wolves, a sharp, rank feeling that filled the mouth with the taste of blood. She could just make out the small footprints in the crust, half filled with fresh snow. Cursing and muttering, Granny Weatherwax pulled her shawl around her and set out. The white cat awoke from its private ledge in the forge when it heard the sounds coming from the darkest corner. Smith had carefully shut the big doors behind him when he went off with the nearly hysterical boys, and the cat watched with interest as thin shadow prodded at the lock and tested the hinges. The doors were oak, hardened by heat and time, but that didn't prevent them being blown right across the street. Smith heard a sound in the sky as he hurried along the track. So did Granny. It was a determined, whirring sound, like flight of geese. The snow clouds boiled and twisted as it passed. The wolves heard it too, as it spun low over the treetops and hurled down to the clearing, but they heard it far too late. Granny Weatherwax didn't have to follow the footprints now. She aimed herself for the distant flashes of weird light, strange swishing and thumping, and the howls of pain and terror. A couple of wolves bolted past her with their ears flattened in grim determination to have it away with their paws, no matter what stood in their way. There was a crackle of breaking branches. Something big and heavy landed in a fir tree by Granny and crashed, whimpering, into the snow. Another wolf passed her in a flat trajectory at about head height and bounced off a tree trunk. Damn. There was silence. Granny pushed her way between the snow-covered branches. She could see that the snow was flattened into a white circle. A few wolves lay at its edges, either dead or wisely deciding to make no move. The staff stood upright in the snow, and Granny got the feeling it was turning to face her as she walked carefully past it. There was also a small heap in the center of the circle. Curled tightly up inside itself, Granny knelt down with some effort and reached out gently. The staff moved. It was little more than a tremble, but her hand stopped just before it touched Esk's shoulder. Granny glared up at the wooden carvings and dared it to move again. The air thickened, then the staff seemed to back away while not moving. While at the same time, something quite indefinable made it absolutely clear to the old witch that, as far as the staff was concerned, this wasn't a defeat. It was merely a tactical consideration, and it wouldn't like her to think she'd won in any way because she hadn't. Hello, normal person. Esk gave a shudder. Granny patted her vaguely. It's me, little one. It's only old Granny. The hump didn't uncurl. Granny bit her lip. She was never quite certain about children, thinking of them, when she thought about them at all. As coming somewhere between animals and people, she understood babies. You put milk in one end and keep the other end as clean as possible. Adults were even easier because they did the feeding and cleaning themselves, but in between was a world of experience that she had never really inquired about. As far as she was aware, you just tried to stop them catching anything fatal and hope that it would all turn out alright. Granny, in fact, was at a loss, but she knew she had to do something. Did a nasty wolf frighten us then? She hazarded. For quite the wrong reasons, this seemed to work. From the depths of the ball muffled a voice that said, I'm 8, you know. People who are 8 don't curl up in the middle of snow, said Granny, feeling her way through the intricacies of adult-child conversation. The ball didn't answer. I probably got some milk and biscuits at home, Granny ventured. There was no perceptible effect. Escarina Smith, if you don't behave this minute, I will give you such a smack. Esk's head poked out cautiously. There's no need to be like that, she said. When Smith reached the cottage, Granny had just arrived, leading Esk by the hand. The boys peered around behind them. Said Smith, not quite aware of how to begin a conversation with someone who was supposed to be dead. They, told me you were ill. He turned and glared at his sons. I was just having a rest. I must have dozed off. I sleep very sound. Yeah, said Smith uncertainly. Well, all's well then. What's up with Esk? She took a bit of a fright, said Granny, squeezing the girl's hand. Shadows and whatnot. Sorry. She needs a good warm, and I was gonna put her in my bed. She's a bit mazed, if that's alright with you. Smith wasn't absolutely sure it was alright with him, but he was quite sure that his wife, like every other woman in the village, held Granny Weatherwax in solemn regard, even in awe, and that if he started to object, he would rapidly get out of his depth. Fine, fine, he said. If it's no trouble, I'll send along for her in the morning, shall I? That's right, said Granny. I'd invite you in, but there's me without a fire. No, that's all right, said Smith hurriedly. I've got my supper waiting, drying up, he added, looking down at Gulta, who opened his mouth to say something and wisely thought better of it. When they had gone, with the sound of the two boys' protests ringing out among the trees, Granny opened the door, pushed Esk inside, and bolted it behind them. She took a couple of candles from her store above the dresser and lit them. Then she pulled out some old but serviceable wool blankets, still smelling of anti-moth herbs from an old chest, wrapped Esk in them, and sat her on the rocking chair. She got down on her knees to an accompaniment of clicks and grunts and started to lay the fire. It was a complicated business involving dry fungus punk, wood shavings, bits of split twig, and much puffing and swearing. Esk said, You don't have to do it like that, Granny. Granny stiffened and looked at the fire back. It was a rather nice one Smith had cast for her years ago, with an owl and bat motif. Currently, though, she wasn't interested in the design. Oh yes, she said, her voice dead level. You know a better way, do you? You could magic it alight. Granny paid great attention to arranging bits of twig on the reluctant flames. How would I do that, pray? She said, apparently addressing her remarks to the fire back. Said Esk. I can't remember, but you must know anyway, don't you? Everyone knows you can do magic. There's magic, said Granny, and then again, there's magic. The important thing, my girl, is to know what magic is for and what it isn't for. And you take it from me. It was never intended for lighting fires. You can be absolutely certain of that. If the Creator had meant for us to use magic for lighting fires, then he wouldn't have given us matches. But you could light a fire with magic, said Esk, as Granny slung an ancient black kettle on its hooks. If you wanted to, if it was allowed. Maybe, said Granny, who couldn't. Fire had no mind. It wasn't alive, and they were 2 of the 3 reasons. You could light it much better. If a thing's worth doing, it's worth doing badly, said Granny, fleeing into aphorisms. The last refuge of an adult under siege. True. Yeah, but me no buts. Granny rummaged in the dark wooden box in the dresser. She prided herself on her unrivaled knowledge of properties of ramtop herbage. None knew better than she. The many uses of earwort, maiden's wish, and love lies oozing. But there were times when she had to resort to her small stock of jealously traded and carefully hoarded medicines from foreign parts, which, as far as she was concerned, was anywhere farther than a day's journey, to achieve the desired effect. She shredded some dry red leaves into a mug, topped it up with honey and hot water from the kettle, and pushed it into Esk's hand. Then she put a large round stone under the grate. Later on, wrapped in a scrap of blanket, it would make a bed warmer, and with a stern injunction to the girl not to stir from the chair, went out into the scullery. Esk drummed her heels on the chair legs and sipped the drink. It had a strange peppery taste. She wondered what it was. She tasted Granny's brews before, of course, but with greater or lesser amounts of honey, and depending on whether she thought you were making too much of a fuss, and Esk knew that she was famous throughout the mountains for special potions for illness that her mother, and some young women too, once in a while just hinted at with raised eyebrows and lowered voices. When Granny came back, she was asleep. She didn't remember being put to bed or Granny bolting the windows. Granny Weatherwax went back downstairs and pulled her rocking chair closer to the fire. There was something there, she told herself, lurking away in the child's mind. She didn't like to think about what it was, but she remembered what had happened to the wolves, and all that about lighting fires with magic. Wizards did that. It was one of the first things they learned. Granny sighed. There was only one way to be sure, and she was getting rather old for this sort of thing. She picked up the candle and went out through the scullery into the lane to that house housed her goats. They watched her without fear, each sitting in its pen like a furry blob, 3 mouths working rhythmically on the day's hay. The air smelled warm and slightly flatulent. Up in the rafters was a small owl, one of the number of creatures who found that living with Granny was worth the occasional inconvenience. It came to her hand at a word, and she stroked its bullet head thoughtfully as she looked for somewhere comfortable to lie. A pile of hay would have to be. She blew out the candle and lay back with the owl perched on her finger. The goats chewed, burped, and swallowed their way through their cozy night. They made the only sound in the building. Granny's body stilled. The owl felt her enter its mind and graciously made room. Granny knew she would regret this. Borrowing twice in one day would leave her good for nothing in the morning with a terrible desire to eat mice. Of course, when she was younger, she thought nothing of it, running with the stags, hunting with the foxes, learning the strange dark ways of moles, hardly spending a night in her own body. But it was getting harder now, especially coming back. Maybe the time would come when she couldn't get back. Maybe the body back home would be so much dead flesh, and maybe that wouldn't be such a bad way of it, at that. This was the sort of thing wizards could never know. If it occurred to them to enter a creature's mind, they'd do it like a thief. Not out of the wickedness but because it simply wouldn't occur to them to do it any other way. The daft buggers. And what good would it do to take over an owl's body? You couldn't fly. You needed to spend a lifetime learning. But the gentle way was to ride in its mind, steering it as gently as a breeze stirs a leaf. The owl stirred, fluttered up on the little windowsill, and glided silently into the night. The clouds had cleared, and the thin moon made the mountains gleam. Granny peered out through the owl's eyes as she sped silently between the ranks of trees. This was the only way to travel, once a body had the way of it. She liked borrowing birds best of all, using them to explore the high, hidden valleys where no one went, the secret lakes between black cliffs, the tiny walled fields on the scraps of flat ground, tucked on the sheer rock faces, and they were property of hidden and the secret beings. Once she had ridden with the geese that passed over the mountains every spring and autumn, and had got the shock of her life when she nearly went beyond range of returning. The owl broke out of the forest and skimmed across the rooftops of the village, alighting in the shower of snow on the biggest apple tree in Smith's orchard. It was heavy with mistletoe. She knew she was right as soon as her claws touched the bark. The tree resented her. She could feel it trying to push her away. "I'm not going," she thought. In the silence of the night, the tree said, "Bully me then, just because I'm a tree, typical woman." At least you're useful now, thought Granny. Better a tree than a wizard, eh? It's not such a bad life, thought the tree. Sun, fresh air, time to think. Bees, too, in the spring. There was something lascivious about the way the tree said bees that quite put Granny, who had several hives, off the idea of honey. It was like being reminded that eggs were unborn chickens. True. Gross. "I've come about the girl," she hissed. "A promising child," thought the tree. "I'm watching her with interest. She likes apples, too." "You beast," said Granny, shocked. "What did I say? Pardon me for not breathing, I'm sure." Granny sidled closer to the trunk. "You must let her go," she thought. "The magic is starting to come through." "Already? I'm impressed," said the tree. "It's the wrong sort of magic," screeched Granny. "It's wizard magic, not women's magic. She doesn't know what it is yet, but it killed a dozen wolves tonight." "Great," said the tree. Granny hooted with rage. "Great! Suppose she had been arguing with her brothers and lost her temper, eh?" The tree shrugged. Snowflakes cascaded from its branches. "Then you must train her," it said. "Train? What do I know what do I know from training wizards?" "Then send her to the university." "She's female," hooted Granny, bouncing up and down on her branch. "Well, who says women can't be wizards?" Granny hesitated. The tree might as well have asked why fish couldn't be birds. She drew a deep breath and started to speak, and it stopped. She knew a cutting, incisive withering, and above all, self-evident answer existed. It was just that, to her extreme annoyance, she couldn't quite bring it to mind. Women have never been wizards. It's against nature. You might as well say that witches can be men. If you define a witch as one who worships the pancreative urge, that is, venerates the basic, the tree began, and continued for several minutes. Granny Weatherwax listened, an impatient annoyance, to phrases like mother goddesses and primitive moon worship, and told herself that she was well aware of what being witch was all about. And it was about herbs and curses, flying around of nights, generally keeping on the right side of tradition. It certainly didn't involve mixing with goddesses, mothers, or otherwise, who apparently got up to some very questionable tricks. And when the tree started talking about dancing naked, she tried not to listen, because although she was aware that somewhere under her complicated strata of vests and petticoats, there was some skin. That didn't mean to say she approved of it. The tree finished its monologue. Granny waited until she was quite sure that it wasn't going to add anything and said, "That's witchcraft, is it?" "It's theoretical basis, yes." "You wizards certainly get some funny ideas," the tree said. "Not a wizard anymore, just a tree." Granny ruffled her feathers. "Well, just you listen to me, Mr. So-called theoretical basis tree. If women were meant to be wizards, they'd be able to grow long white beards, and she's not going to be a wizard. Is that quite clear? Wizardry is not the way to use magic, do you hear? It's nothing but lights and fire and meddling with power, and she'll be having no part of it, and good night to you." The owl swooped away from the branch. It was only because it would interfere with the flying that Granny wasn't shaking with rage. Wizards. They talked too much and pinned spells down in books like butterflies, but worst of all, they thought theirs was the only magic worth practicing. Granny was absolutely certain of one thing. Women had never been mages, had never been wizards, and they weren't about to start now. She arrived back at the cottage in a pale shank of the night. Her body, at least, was rested after its slumber in the hay, and Granny had hoped to spend a few hours in the rocking chair putting her thoughts in order. This was the time, when night wasn't quite over but day hadn't quite begun, when thoughts stood out bright and clear and without disguise. The staff was leaning against the wall by the dresser. Granny stood quite still. "I see," she said at last, "so that's the way of it, is it? In my own house, too." Moving very slowly, she walked out to the ingle nook, threw a couple of split logs onto the embers of the fire, and pumped the bellows until the flames roared up the chimney. When she was satisfied, she turned, muttered a few precautionary protective spells under her breath, and grabbed the staff. It didn't resist. She nearly fell over, but now she had it in her hands, and felt the tingle of it, the distinctive thunderstorm crackle of magic in it. She laughed. It was simple as this, then. There was no fight in it now. Calling down a curse upon wizards and all their works, she raised the staff above her head and brought it down with a clang across the fire dogs over the hottest part of the fire. Esk screamed. The sound bounced down through the bedroom floorboards and scythed through their dark cottage. Granny was old and tired and not entirely clear about things after a long day, but to survive as a witch requires an ability to jump to very large conclusions, and as she stared at the staff and the flames and heard the scream, her hands were already reaching for the big black kettle. She upended it over the fire, dragged the staff out of the cloud of steam, and ran upstairs, dreading what she might see. Esk was sitting up in the narrow bed, unsinged, but shrieking. Granny took the child in her arms, tried to comfort her. She wasn't sure how one went about it, but a distracted patting on the back and vague, reassuring noises seemed to work. She screamed, and the screams became wails, and eventually, sobs. Here and there, Granny would pick out words like fire and hot, and her mouth set in a thin, bitter line. Finally, she settled the child down, tucked her in, and crept quietly downstairs. The staff was back against the wall. She was not surprised to see that the fire hadn't marked it at all. Granny turned her rocking chair to face it and sat down with her chin in her hand and an expression of grim determination. Presently, the chair began to rock of its own accord. It was the only sound in silence that thickened and spread and filled the room with a terrible dark fog. Next morning, before Esk got up, Granny hid the staff in the thatch, well out of harm's way. Esk ate her breakfast and drank a pint of goat's milk without the least sign of the events of the last 24 hours. It was the first time she had been inside Granny's cottage for more than a brief visit, and while the old woman washed the dishes and milked the goats, she made the most of her implied license to explore. She found that life in the cottage wasn't entirely straightforward. It was a matter of the goats' names, for example. But they've got to have names, she said. Everything's got a name. Granny looked at her around the pear-shaped flanks of the head nanny, while the milk squirted into a low pail. "I dare say they got names in goat," she said vaguely. What do they want names in humans for?" "Well," said Esk and stopped. She thought for a bit. "How do you make them do what you want, then?" "They just do. And when they want me, they holler. Esk gravely gave the head goat a wisp of hay. Granny watched her thoughtfully. Goats did have names for themselves, she well knew. There was Goat Who Is My Kid, Goat Who Is My Mother, Goat Who Is Herd Leader, half a dozen other names, not least of which was Goat Who Is This Goat. They had a complicated herd system, and 4 stomachs and a digestive system that sounded very busy on still nights. And Granny had always felt that the calling all these names like Buttercup was an insult to the noble animal. Esk, she said, making up her mind. Yes? What would you like to do when you grow up? Esk looked blank. Don't know. Well, said Granny, her hand still milking. What do you think you'll do when you grow up? Dunno, get married, I suppose. Do you want to? Esk's lips started to shape themselves around the D, but she caught Granny's eye and stopped and thought. All the grown-ups I know are married, she said at last, and thought some more, except you, she added cautiously. That's true, said Granny. Didn't you want to get married? It was Granny's turn to think. Never got around to it, she said at last. Too many other things to do, you see. Father says you're a witch, said Esk, chancing her arm. I am that. Esk nodded, and the Ram-Tops witches were accorded a status similar to that which other cultures give to nuns, or tax collectors, or cesspit cleaners. That is to say, they were respected, sometimes admired, generally applauded for doing a job which logically had to be done, but people never felt quite comfortable in the same room with them. Granny said, Would you like to learn the witching? Magic, you mean? Asked Esk, her eyes lighting up. Yeah, magic. But not firework magic, real magic. Can you fly? There's better things than flying. And I can learn them, if your parents say yes. Esk sighed. My father won't. Then I shall have a word with him, said Granny. Now you just listen to me, Gordo Smith. Smith backed away across his forge, hands half raised to ward off the old woman's fury. She advanced on him, one finger stabbing the air righteously. I brought you into this world, you stupid man, and you've got no more sense in you now than you had then. But, Smith tried, dodging around the anvil, the magic's founder. Wizard magic. Wrong magic. Do you understand? It was never intended for her. Yeah, but have you any idea what it can do? Smith sagged. No. Granny paused and deflated a little. No, she repeated more softly. Nah, you wouldn't. She tapped down on the anvil and tried to think calm thoughts. Look, magic has a sort of life of its own. That doesn't matter because, anyway, you see, wizard magic. She looked up at his big, blank expression and tried again. Well, you know cider? Smith nodded. He felt he was on firmer ground here, but he wasn't certain of where it was going to lead. And then there's the liquor, Applejack, said the witch. The Smith nodded. Everyone in Badass made Applejack in the winter by leaving the cider tubs outside overnight and taking out the ice until the tiny core of alcohol was left. Well, you can drink lots of cider and you just feel better, and that's it, isn't it? The Smith nodded again. But Applejack, you drink that in little mugs, and you don't drink a lot. You don't drink it often because it goes right to your head. The Smith nodded again, and aware that he wasn't making a major contribution to the dialogue, added, That's right. And that's the difference, said Granny. The difference from what? Granny sighed. The difference between witch magic and wizard magic, she said, and its founder. And if she doesn't control it, then there are those who will control her. Magic can be sort of a door, and there are unpleasant things on the other side, do you understand? The Smith nodded. He didn't really understand, but he correctly surmised that if he revealed this fact, Granny would start going into horrible detail. She's strong in her mind, and it might take a while, said Granny, but sooner or later, they'll challenge her. Smith picked up a hammer from his bench, looked at it as though he had never seen it before, and put it down again. But, he said, if it's wizard magic she's got, learning witchery won't be any good, will it? You said they're different. They're both magic. If you can't learn to ride an elephant, you can at least learn to ride a horse. What's an elephant? A kind of badger, said Granny. She hadn't maintained forced credibility for 40 years by ever admitting ignorance. The blacksmith sighed. He knew he was beaten. His wife had made it clear that she favored the idea, and now that he came to think about it, there were some advantages. After all, Granny wouldn't last forever, and being father to the area's only witch might not be too bad at that. All right, he said. And so, as the winter turned and started the long, reluctant climb towards spring, Esk spent days at a time with Granny Weatherwax learning witchcraft. It seemed to consist mainly of things to remember. The lessons were quite practical. There was cleaning the kitchen table and basic herbalism. There was mucking out the goats and the uses of fungi. There was doing the washing and the summoning of the small gods. And there was always tending the big copper still in the scullery and the theory and practice of distillation, By the time the warm rim winds were blowing and the snow remained only as little streaks of slush on the hub side of the trees, Esk knew how to prepare a range of ointments. Several medicinal brandies, a score of special infusions, and a number of mysterious potions that Granny said she might learn the use of in good time. Well, what she hadn't done was any magic at all. All in good time, repeated Granny vaguely, but I'm supposed to be a witch. You're not a witch yet. Name me 3 herbs good for the bowels. Esk put her hands behind her back, closed her eyes, and said, the flowering tops of great pehane, the root pith of old man's trousers, the stems of the bloodwater lily, the seed cases of... All right. Where may water gherkins be found? Peat bogs, stagnant pools from the months of... Good, you're learning. But it's not magic. Granny sat down at the kitchen table. Sorry, give me a second. Excuse me. Most magic isn't, she said. It's just knowing the right herbs and learning to watch the weather and finding out the ways of animals and the ways of people, too. That's all it is, said Esk, horrified. All? It's a pretty big all, said Granny, but no, it isn't all. There's other stuff. Can't you teach me? All in good time. There's no call to go showing yourself yet. Showing myself? Who to? Granny's eyes darted toward the shadows in the corners of the room. Never you mind. Then, even the last lingering tails of snow had gone, and the spring gales roared around the mountains. The air in the forest began to smell of leaf mold and turpentine. A few early flowers braved the night frosts, and the bees started to fly. Now bees, said Granny Weatherwax, is real magic. She carefully lifted the lid of the first hive. Your bees, she went on, is your meat, your wax, your bee gum, your honey. A wonderful thing is your bee. Ruled by a queen, too, she added, with a touch of approval. Don't they sting you, said Esk, standing back a little. Bees boiled out of the comb and overflowed the rough wooden sides of the box. Hardly ever, said Granny. You wanted magic? Watch. She put a hand into the struggling mass of insects and made a shrill, faint, piping noise at the back of her throat. There was a movement in the mass, and a large bee, longer and fatter than the others, crawled onto her hand. A few workers followed it, stroking it, and generally ministering to it. How'd you do that? Said Esk. Ah, said Granny, wouldn't you like to know? Yes, I would. That's why I asked, Granny, said Esk severely. Do you think I used magic? Esk looked down at the queen bee. She looked up at the witch. No, she said. I think you just know a lot about bees. Granny grinned. Exactly correct. That's one form of magic, of course. What, just knowing things? Knowing things that other people don't know, said Granny. She carefully dropped the queen back among the subject and closed the lid of the hive. And I think it's time you learned a few secrets, she added. At last, thought Esk. But first we must pay our respects to the hive, said Granny. She managed to sound the capital H. Without thinking, Esk bobbed a curtsy. Granny's hand clipped the back of her head. Bow, I told you, she said, without rancor. Witches bow, she demonstrated. But why? Complained Esk. Because witches have got to be different, and that's part of the secret, said Granny. They sat on a bleached bench in front of the rimward wall of the cottage. In front of them, the herbs were slowly a foot higher, a sinister collection of pale green leaves. Right, said Granny, settling herself down. You know the hat on the hook by the door? Go and fetch it. Esk obediently went inside and unhooked Granny's hat. It was tall, pointed, and of course, black. Granny turned it over in her hands and regarded it carefully. Inside this hat, she said solemnly, is one of the secrets of witchcraft. If you cannot tell me what it is, then I might as well teach you no more. Because once you learn the secret of the hat, there is no going back. Tell me what you know about the hat. Can I hold it and be my guest? Esk peered inside the hat. There was some wire stiffening to give it shape, and a couple of hat pins, and that was all. There was nothing particularly strange about it, except that no one in the village had one like it. But that didn't make it magical. Esk bit her lip. She had a vision of herself being sent home in disgrace. It didn't feel strange. There was no hidden pockets. It was just a typical witch's hat. Granny always wore it when she went into the village, but in the forest she just wore a leather hood. She tried to recall the bits of lessons that Granny grudgingly doled out. It wasn't what you know, it's what other people don't know. Magic can be something right in the wrong place, or something wrong in the right place. It can be... Granny always wore it to the village, and the big black cloak, which certainly wasn't magical because for most of the winter it had been a goat blanket and Granny washed it in the spring. S began to feel the shape of the answer. She didn't like it much. It was like a lot like Granny's answer, just a word trick. She just said things you knew all the time, but in a different way, so they sounded important. I think I know, she said at last. Out with it then. It's in sort of 2 parts. Well, it's a witch's hat because you wear it, but you're a witch because you wear the hat. So? Prompted Granny. So people see you coming in the hat and the cloak, and they know you're a witch, and that's why your magic works, said Esk. That's right, said Granny. It's called headology. She tapped her silver hair, which was drawn into a tight bun that could crack rocks. But it's not real, Esk protested. That's not magic. It's... Listen, said Granny. If you give somebody a bottle of red jollop for their wind, it may work, right? But if you want it to work for sure, then you let their mind make it work for them. Tell them it's moonbeams bottled in fairy wine or something. Mumble over a bit. It's the same with cursing. Cursing, said Esk weakly. Aye, cursing, my girl, and no need to look as so shocked. You'll curse when the need comes, when you're alone and there's no help to hand, and... She hesitated, and, uncomfortably aware of Esk's questioning eyes, finished lamely. And people aren't showing respect. Make it loud, make it complicated, make it long, and make it up if you have to, but it'll work all right. Next day, when they hit their thumb, or they fall off a ladder, or their dog drops dead, they'll remember you. They'll behave better next time. But it still doesn't seem like magic, said Esk, scuffing the dust with her feet. I saved a man's life once, said Granny. Special medicine, twice a day. Boiled water with a bit of berry juice in it, told him. Told him I brought it from the dwarves. That's the biggest part of the doctorate, really. Most people get over most things if they put their minds to it. You just have to give them an interest. She patted Esk's hand as nicely as possible. You're a bit young for this, she said. But as you grow older, you'll find most people don't set foot outside their own heads much. You too, she added nomically. I don't understand. I'd be very surprised if you did, said Granny briskly. But you can tell me 5 herbs suitable for dry coughs. Spring began to unfold in earnest. Granny started taking Esk on long walks and took all day to hidden ponds or high onto mountain scree to collect rare plants. Esk enjoyed that, high on the hills where the sun beats down strongly, but the air was nevertheless freezing cold. Plants grew thickly and hugged the ground. From some of the highest peaks, you could see all the way to the rim ocean that ran around the edge of the world. In the other direction, the ramp tops marched on the distance, wrapped in eternal winter, that went all the way into the hub of the world where, it was generally agreed, the gods lived on a 10-mile-high mountain of rock and ice. Gods are all right, said Granny, as they ate their lunch and looked at the view. You don't bother gods, and the gods don't come bothering you. Do you know many gods? I've seen the thunder gods a few times, said Granny, and Hoki, of course. Hoki? Granny chewed a crustless sandwich. Ah, he's a nature god, she said. Sometimes he manifests himself as an oak tree, or a half a man, or half a goat, but mainly I see him in his aspect of a bloody nuisance. You only find him in the deep woods, of course. He plays the flute very badly, if you must know. Esk lay on her stomach and looked out across the lands below while a few hardy, self-employed bumblebees patrolled the thyme clusters. The sun was warm on her back, but up here there was still drifts of snow on the hub set of rocks. Tell me about the lands down there, she said lazily. Granny peered disapprovingly at 10,000 miles of landscape. They're just other places, she said, just like here, only different. Are there cities and things? I dare say. Haven't you ever been to look? Granny sat back, gingerly arranging her skirt to expose several inches of respectable flannelette to the sun and let the heat caress her old bones. No, she said. There's quite enough troubles around here without going to look for them in foreign parts. I dreamt of a city once, said Esk. It had hundreds of people in it, and there was this building with big gates, and they were magical gates. A sound like tearing cloth came from behind her. Granny had fallen asleep. Granny? Esk thought for a moment. Are you having a good time? She said artfully. You said you'd show me some real magic, all in good time, said Esk. And this is a good time. Granny Weatherwax opened her eyes and looked straight up at the sky. It was darker up here, more purple than blue. She thought, why not? She's a quick learner. She knows more herb lore than I do. At her age, old grammar tumult had me borrowing and shifting and sending all more hours of the day. Maybe I'm being too cautious. Just a bit, pleaded Esk. Granny turned it over in her mind. She couldn't think of any more excuses. I'm surely gonna regret this, she told herself, displaying considerable foresight. All right, she said shortly. Real magic, said Esk, not more herbing and headology. Real magic, as you call it, yes. A spell? No. A borrowing. Esk's face was a picture of expectation. She looked more alive, it seemed to Granny, than she had ever done before. Granny looked over the valley stretching out before them until she found out what she was after. A gray eagle was circling lazily over a distant blue-hazed patch of forest. Its mind was currently at ease. It would do nicely. She called it gently, and it began to circle toward them. The first thing to remember about borrowing is that you must be comfortable and somewhere safe, she said, smoothing out the grass behind her. Bed's best. But what is borrowing? Lie down and hold my hand. Do you see that eagle up there? Esk squinted into the dark, hot sky. There were 2 doll figures on the grass below as she pivoted in the wind. She could feel the whip and wire of the air through her feathers, because the eagle was not hunting, but simply enjoying the feel of the sun on its wings. The land below was a mere unimportant shape, but the air was complex, changing three-dimensional thing, an interlocked pattern of spirals and curves that stretched away into the distance, a switchback of currents built around thermal pillars. She felt a gentle pressure restraining her. Let me see. When's the next stopping point? Ooh. Ah, caught it. Okay. The next thing to remember, said Granny's voice, very close, is not to upset the owner. If you let it know you're there, it'll either fight you or panic, and you won't stand a chance either way. It's had a lifetime of being an eagle, and you haven't. Esk said nothing. You're not frightened, are you? Said Granny. It can take you that way the first time, and I'm not frightened, said Esk. How do I control it? You don't. Not yet. Anyway, controlling a truly wild creature isn't easily learned. You have to sort of suggest to it that it might feel inclined to do things. With a tame animal, of course, it's all different, but you can't make any creature do anything that is totally against its nature. Now try and find the eagle's mind. Esk could sense Granny as a diffuse silver cloud at the back of her own mind. After some searching, she found the eagle. She almost missed it. Its mind was small, sharp, and purple, like an arrowhead. It was concentrating entirely on flying, took no notice of her. Good, said Granny approvingly. We're not gonna go far. If you want to make a turn, you must... Yes, said Esk. She flexed her fingers wherever they were, and the bird leaned against the air and turned. Very good, said Granny, taken aback. How did you do that? I don't know, it just seemed obvious. Granny gently tested the tiny eagle's mind. It was still totally oblivious of its passengers. She was genuinely impressed. A very rare occurrence. Hey, rescue police. They floated over the mountain while Esk excitedly explored the eagle's senses. Granny's voice droned through her consciousness, giving instructions and guidance and warnings. She listened with half an ear. It sounded far too complicated. Why couldn't she take over an eagle's mind? It wouldn't hurt it. She could see how to do it. It was just a knack, like snapping your fingers. Which, in fact, she had never managed to achieve. And then she'd be able to experience flying for real, not a second hand. Then she could... Don't, said Granny calmly. No good will come of it. What? Do you really think you're the first, my girl? Do you think we haven't all thought of what a fine thing it would be to take on another body and tread the wind or breathe the water? And do you really think it would be as easy as that? Esk glowered at her. No need to look like that, said Granny. You'll thank me one day. Don't you start playing around before you know what you're about, eh? Before you get up to your tricks, you've got to learn what to do if things go wrong. Don't try to walk before you can run. I can feel how to do it, Granny. That says maybe. It's harder than it seems, is borrowing, although I'll grant you've got the knack. That's enough for today. Bring us in over ourselves and I'll show you how to return. The eagle beat the air over the two recumbent forms, and Esk saw, in her mind's eye, two channels opened for them. Granny's mind shape vanished. Now. Granny had been wrong. The eagle mind barely fought and didn't have time to panic. Esk held it wrapped in her own mind. It writhed for an instant and then melted into her. Granny opened her eyes in time to see the bird give a hoarse cry of triumph, carve down low over the grass-grown scree and skim away down the mountainside. For a moment, it was vanishing not, and then it had gone, leaving only another echoing shriek. Granny looked down at Esk's silent form. The girl was light enough, but it was a long way from home, and an afternoon was dwindling. Drat, she said, with no particular emphasis. She stood up, brushed herself down, and with a grunt of effort, hauled Esk's inert body over her shoulder. High in the crystal sunset air above the mountains, the eagle Esk sought more height, drunk with the sheer vitality of flight. On the way home, Granny met a hungry bear. Granny's back was giving her gip, and she was in no mood to growl that. She muttered a few words under her breath, and the bear, to its brief amazement, walked heavily into a tree and didn't regain consciousness for several hours. Oh fucking mega lol, dude. Me when I'm a bird. My brain got stolen, dude. No shot. All right, everybody. That was pretty good. That was Back to the Dawn. That was Equal Rights. I will see everybody tomorrow for a little bit more, of course, Disco Elysium. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Bye bye, and Johnny.